My name is Jan. I'm excited about doing this workshop. I have a lot of blocks to feeling attractive in my relationship. I have a lot of blocks to just receiving affection, and I don't want to. I am here because I am totally committed to having a new relationship without bringing any baggage into the bedroom. And, you know, I've come a long way in 1 year of, less than a year of marriage. We've both done tremendous things in our marriage already, and it's like, I want to stop and smell the roses. I don't want it to just go by without feeling all of it and sensing what's going on for us, you know.
My name is George, and here with my wife. I've been married before, twice before. The reason I'm here today is because I want this to be my last marriage, and I welcome a chance to develop myself.
You know what's going to happen?
No.
Is I'm going to be giving you exercises to work with, and I'm going to be the person who's controlling you. Mm-hmm. And you and I may end up in a struggle here. Mm-hmm. Because now I'm like the mommy authority person here. And I'm giving out exercises. Mm-hmm. And you may feel very controlled by them. So that's something to think about.
Mm-hmm. My first reaction is I'm not going to be controlled by this situation and this person. Mm-hmm. So my reaction is rebellion. I'm not going to do that. Whatever that is that what I'm not going to do. But if you're going to be giving me exercises to do, I've already committed to the fact that I'm going to participate in this therapy. All right, so I'm a willing participant.
Okay. If you follow this program, it has a logic to it, and it will keep you safe so that you can work on one piece at the time. Anybody have any feelings of how this is going to feel for you?
I think this is probably, it may be the startup exercise is probably one of the most difficult for me. I think intercourse is a lot easier than feeling sensations of somebody just touching me.
Yeah.
A lot
and
easier.
That's true for many people. For many people, intercourse is something you just do because we're so nervous around each other that we're just going to do it and have it over with. Feeling it is a lot more intimate.
I'm just, anxious about what I'm going to get out of it.
Just let yourself bring out whatever feelings there are, and just let that be okay.
Okay.
So I think this is the time to give you the first exercise. Anybody nervous about doing the first exercise?
You have to tell me first. I'll tell you later.
The first step that you're going to have to take is making a contract with each other about initiating. Flip a coin, and the winner becomes an initiator. The initiator goes up to the partner and says, I want to be touched now. Take your partner to the bedroom with the lights on, no clothes on. Have your partner touch you all over, no breasts, no genitals. You are going to be touched for 15 to 45 minutes, and you are now the touchee, and you are in control of when the touching session ends. When you've had enough, it's time to switch, and your partner will be the touchee. Again, no breasts and no genitals. Don't tell. Show your partner if they're doing something you don't like. If there's too much pressure on one spot, move their hand to another spot. Push down, lift up, nudge their hand. And nonverbal language is essential for good sex. Resist the temptation to touch back. You're touching your partner for your own pleasure, not theirs. So close your eyes. Feel the texture of their skin, and just forget about your partner. Jan, you look so much more relaxed, and it's like you have passed something.
I mentioned to George last night that it's very curious that I said I felt like a 12-year-old, and that's where I'm picking up my sex life, is where it was interrupted with some really painful experiences. And I'm just really excited at the possibilities that are open for me now to completely let go. I've been able to look at myself in a totally different light. It's and I have a birthday coming up in 2 days. It's all part of rebirthing in a sense for me too. It's a rebirth of my sexuality, of my sensual self, of feeling female, and being really okay with that.
What happens to a child that's being molested is that child gets robbed of the spontaneity of sexuality. There is a memory back there of some kind of boundary that's been invaded early on. Some parent came in, and it became important for the child to close off their sexuality. And children should not have to do that. Children should be allowed to be as sexual and spontaneous and seductive as they can be, and that's what they practice in childhood. And parents should be safe, so that there is a safe surrounding for that child to express all these things. Little girls will do anything to seduce their dad, not knowing it's sexual, but being very seductive, and the little boys would do the same thing with mom. And parents are supposed to be very safe around that.
I was very passive about what was happening, when it was happening. I didn't tell anybody. In other words, I couldn't. I wasn't safe, and I didn't tell anybody what was happening. And so today, it's like that whole cover-up, was all part of my suppression of all my own sexuality later on. I'm the biggest part of that cover-up. So when you ask me a question like, why can you not do this in front of George, and why can't you even do it in private with yourself? I'm still covering up a lot, and I see that, and I can connect.
If a child is abused and molested, the child often feels it's their fault. And therefore, what I heard you say, and I'm not sure you meant that, but what you said was, I always kept a secret. As if you were bad. I don't think there was any other way for you to survive than to keep that secret. It wasn't allowed to be brought out. And if you had brought it out, bad things would